The most dangerous failure mode in algorithmic trading is not a bad trade. It is silent death. A process that stops running at 2 in the morning while you have open market exposure, leaving your trades completely unmanaged. In this video, you will learn how to build an external heartbeat monitor that watches your trading bot from the outside, and sends an urgent text message to your phone the moment your VPS, your terminal, or your script goes dark. I have spent 6 years building and deploying automated trading systems across stocks, crypto, and foreign exchange. Today, my production systems run on Python integrated directly with MetaTrader 5. If you are running bots on a remote virtual private server, this video is for you. We are not talking about strategy indicators or optimizing entry parameters today. We are covering infrastructure, because the best strategy in the world is useless if your execution environment quietly evaporates while you are asleep. Let us start with how most developers attempt to solve monitoring, and why it consistently fails. The standard approach is internal error handling. You wrap your main trading loop in a try-except block, and inside the exception handler, you write a call to send a Telegram message, a Discord webhook, or an email. On paper, this sounds reasonable. If the code hits an unexpected error, it catches the exception and shoots a notification to your phone. You go to sleep assuming that silence means everything is operating normally. But in production, the catastrophic failures are the ones that never trigger your exception block. If your virtual private server runs out of memory, the operating system kernel kills your process instantly. There is no cleanup phase, and no exception is thrown. If your host undergoes an unannounced hypervisor restart, or if Windows decides to force an automatic update, the machine reboots. If your network interface drops its connection, your script might hang permanently on a blocking socket call. In all of these cases, the code responsible for alerting you is already dead. This brings us to the core engineering principle of automated systems. A dead process cannot report its own death. Assuming that no news is good news is the exact flaw that blows up live accounts. The solution to this problem is an inverted monitoring pattern commonly known as a dead man switch, or an external heartbeat monitor. Instead of your bot notifying you when it fails, your bot must continuously prove to an external server that it is still alive. The architecture requires 3 distinct components. First, a lightweight ping mechanism inside your bot execution loop. Second, an isolated third-party server that expects to receive that ping on a strict schedule. Third, an alerting pipeline, like Twilio for text messages or Pushover for high-priority push notifications, configured entirely on the monitoring server side. Here is how the sequence works in live execution. Every time your bot completes a successful main loop cycle, say once every 60 seconds, it sends a simple HTTP GET request to a unique webhook endpoint on an external server. When the external server receives this ping, it resets a countdown timer back to 0. If your bot crashes, if the virtual private server loses power, or if your home internet goes down, the bot stops sending the ping. The timer on the external server keeps ticking. Once the timer crosses your designated threshold, say 3 minutes without a signal, the external server assumes the system is dead and immediately routes a critical text message to your phone. Notice the fundamental shift in security. The server sending the alert is completely independent of the machine running the bot. Even if your entire hosting provider goes completely dark, the external monitor still fires because its trigger is the absence of a signal. But a naive heartbeat implementation is not enough. You must monitor the entire execution chain, not just the Python process. If your Python script is looping happily, but MetaTrader 5 has lost its broker connection, your bot is functionally dead even though the script is technically running. To fix this, your heartbeat payload must validate broker connectivity. Before your script sends its ping to the external monitor, it must call the terminal information function in MetaTrader 5 and verify that the connection status returns true. If the terminal is disconnected from the broker trade server, the script intentionally suppresses the outgoing ping. This forces the external timer to expire, alerting you that while your code is running, your execution bridge is down and your orders cannot be filled. Now for the noble insight that most infrastructure tutorials will not tell you. Building a heartbeat monitor gives you observability, but observability is not remediation. Getting a text message at 3 in the morning telling you that your bot died does not manage the risk on an open trade that is currently moving against you. If your strategy relies on software-side trailing stops, meaning the stop loss is held in Python memory rather than hard-coded on the broker server, a crash leaves that position completely naked in the market. A heartbeat monitor is your second line of defense, not your primary risk control. Your primary risk control must always be hard broker-side stop losses placed simultaneously with every entry order. If the VPS explodes, the broker's matching engine must still know where to take you out of the market. The heartbeat exists so you can log in and fix the infrastructure, not to save you from poor position architecture. To recap what we covered today. First, never rely on internal exception handling to alert you to critical failures. A dead process cannot report its own crash. Second, use an external dead man switch that expects a ping every cycle and alerts you when that ping fails to arrive. Third, ensure your heartbeat validates both your Python script and your terminal connection to the broker. If you appreciate real engineering breakdowns instead of get-rich-quick trading content, hit the subscribe button. In the next video, we are tearing down a common account setup mistake, netting mode versus hedge mode in MetaTrader 5, and why selecting the wrong one silently breaks multi-position breakout strategies. This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. This video uses an AI-generated voice.